I'm exactly 2 weeks late to my update. This was supposed to go out on the 10th. It is now the 24th, and I am glad I waited a little bit longer because I was able to make better progress and even finish some things before doing this finale, because this is the very last update that I'll be giving, and it'll actually be the very last update that I ever do for Partners in Cream, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But first I wanted to mention that Dylan and Steph are the creators of this project. I've been doing this, I'm pretty sure, since the beginning of the project, which I think it started in 2019, so I've been doing it for 3 years. It's been a really great opportunity to focus on the cream and liquid products in my collection, which do tend to expire faster, and I wanted to thank Dylan and Steph for coming up with such a cute idea, coming up with a cute name, Partners in Cream. This is really cute, and for bringing us together. It's been so fun watching everyone's updates and doing my own updates as well. I believe they're doing it again next year, and I'll still be super excited for everyone's updates on the 10th of every month, and I'll just be enjoying it from a viewer's perspective and not from someone actively participating. Doesn't mean I won't be incorporating cream products into other project pans, I just won't have one dedicated specifically to cream products. Because this is the finale, I do have progress photos for all of my products to share. I have numbers and just a lot of like finale type things to share, so this might be a little bit of a longer video than my updates normally are. I'm just gonna jump into the products that I was working on for the past month, technically for the past 6 weeks. I do have 2 empties. I'm going to start with those. The first one is my non-makeup product in the project, and that's this Rollerball perfume from Pacifica. It's in Enchanted Woods, which is a really beautiful, very thick, wintry scent, at least to me. And I had mentioned before, this is very strong. I feel like I'm getting more sensitive to perfumes, and so when I do apply them, I'm only putting them like on the back of my neck, maybe a dot on my wrists, and then kind of like behind my knees or somewhere where I can still get the scent without it being directly next to my face all day. And so it did take me quite a while to go through this, but I did finish it. And over the past 6 weeks or so, I have gone through 1.02 grams. This was in the project for 4 months, and over the course of the 4 months, I went through 7.33 grams. And that is pretty good for a rollerball, like for it to take that long to go through. I think I have numbers of how long it took to finish it as well. Let me see. Yeah, this took 80 uses to finish. So for a smaller perfume like that, that's pretty good. That's like, you know, 3+ months of solid use, at least daily use. The next empty is this mini lip gloss from Marc Jacobs. This has been in the project for 4 months. I did go through another Marc Jacobs gloss in this project too, so you'll see the progress photos for that one later. I went through 0.51 grams in the past 6 weeks, and over the course of the project, I've gone through 1.41 grams. I did take the stopper out to get out everything that I could. I did that with the other Marc Jacobs gloss, and I would say you probably get like 10 to 15 more uses after you do that, at least for these little minis. And for reference, this mini gloss from Marc Jacobs took 72 uses to finish. One lip product that was so close, and I'm not mad that it's taking longer to go through because it is one of my favorites. It's the Romance Kiss lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. I had gotten to the point where I couldn't click up anymore. Like when you go like that, nothing comes out. And so I started digging out the product, and there's just a lot more product in there than I thought. Part of me wants to try and finish it so that I can use the total amount of this towards this year's empties, but then part of me wants to savor it. I'm not really sure. I think I'm just gonna organically reach for it and see what happens. I really don't know how much is left in here. I can kind of see whenever you put it in front of a light, you can see where the product is left, but you really don't need a lot. And yeah, it's just a really nice formula. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I brought it in just because I was already reaching for it and loving it, and I kind of wanted to see how long it would take to go through. It's been in the project for 6 months, and over the course of the 6 months, I've gone through 2.03 grams of product. This next product has been in since the very beginning, and I'm still nowhere near being done. It's the Cocoa Kind Highlighter Stick. This one I haven't reached for as much because I'm focusing on my Merit one. I went back and wore the Merit one and realized that the scent of it was changing slightly, so I think I'm going to focus on using that one because even though this is technically older, the formula hasn't changed at all, and so I feel a little more confident that this one won't expire as quickly, and so I'm going to focus on the Merit one for now, and as a result I haven't been reaching for this one as much. I've gone through 0.21 grams of product, And over the course of the entire project, I have made very, very good progress. It was minimal progress month to month, but when you add it all together over the course of a year, I went through 6.85 grams. I think there's like 19 grams, 17 grams in here. I really like it. I like the way I use it. I like reaching for it. It has become slightly stale from having to reach for it every day for a year. Going for the Merit one has been changing things up a little bit. I use it in a slightly different way, but it's nice to kind of change things up. So I'll continue reaching for this next year. I don't think I'll have it in a project pan of any kind, but I'll just keep it around and reach for it when I want to. The very last product I have progress on is this Flower color corrector in the shade Light Peach, and I definitely have expanded the pan in the center. There really is only a little bit left on the edges there. I still think it's going to take quite some time to actually finish, especially because I have brought a couple of other, not a couple, I brought in like 6+ other color correctors. I did like a big best and worst video, and I wanted to find like what my new favorite color corrector would be, especially with this one gone. And with my other one from NYX being discontinued, I'll talk about that later in this video. Over the past month, I have gone through 0.31 grams. This has been in since May of this year. And over the course of the past, like, what is that? 8 months, I've gone through 1.88 grams. And that feels good. This is a older color corrector. I've had it for maybe 2+ years. And I'm enjoying it. I am glad to see that I am getting closer to finishing it, and I definitely think I can have it finished before it goes bad. Let's talk about some numbers, and then I'll show you all the progress photos for all the other projects that I finished over the course of this year. So in the past 6 weeks, I've gone through 2.78 grams. Over the course of the entire project, I have gone through 135.15 grams. The vast majority of that is from the SPFs, from the sunscreens that I've used. Obviously, that's just something that I'm going to use a lot more of. I use it on a daily basis, and I use it all over my face and neck. But even so, it's been a good time. Let's see, I've gone through 2 SPFs, 1 color corrector, 1 lipstick, 2 lipsticks that I used as cream blushes, 3 lip glosses, 2 foundations, and that's it. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about those SPFs real quick. The first one that I was panning was this one from Too Faced. It's an SPF 35, and I had this in for 4 months, and I used 22.98 grams. The other SPF is from Paula's Choice. It's the Ultralight Daily Hydrating Fluid 30+, and this one was in the project for 6 months, and through the course of that, I went through 55.59 grams. Let's go through these lip glosses. I'm just super excited to have gone through so many lip glosses. A lot of these were getting pretty old in my collection, so I'm glad I was able to finish them. The first one that I went through was this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Empties at Nights lip gloss, and over the course of the 3 months that I was working on it, I went through 1.66 grams of product. The next one was that other Marc Jacobs lip gloss that I mentioned earlier. This one was in the project for 4 months, and I went through 1.52 grams. That color corrector from NYX, I didn't have a lot of it left, and so it was only in the project for 5 months, and over the course of those 5 months, I went through 0.77 grams of product. I went through a foundation from IT Cosmetics. This was in the project for 5 months, and over the course of those 5 months, I went through 18.6 grams. The other foundation I finished was this mini ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I think it was a CC cream or tinted moisturizer. And this was in the project for 5 months, surprisingly, and I went through 11.43 grams. I have a liquid lipstick here from ABH in the shade Crush. I used this as a cream blush and finished it that way. This was in the project for 3 months, and I went through 0.46 grams. And the very last one, probably the most exciting for me personally, is this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade Live It Up. I used it as a lipstick, and then I converted it into a cream blush. So this was in since the beginning, and I only just finished it last month. As a lipstick, it was in the project for 7 months, and I went through 1.32 grams. And then as a cream blush, it was in for 5 months, and as a cream blush, I went through 1.32 grams. But that's it. That's all the numbers and photos that I have to share. This has been so fun. It is incredibly bittersweet to end the project, but I just have a lot of different videos that I want to do, and I need to kind of pare down the number of project pan videos I do in order to find a better balance in how much I'm able to film and edit. I think I'm going to do a Get Ready With Me soon where I talk more about my ideas and what direction I want to take in the channel. I don't think it's going to be that big of a change. I just have like a really renewed sense of creativity and just a lot of things that I want to start doing, and so it's going to be a little bit different than it has been, and I'm just really excited, and this has just been a fantastic project. I'm leaving on a really high note, and it's been so fun getting to work with everybody and kind of be part of like this Project Pan community. It's the reason why I started a channel in the first place, and it's just been a really good time, and I thank you so much for following along, especially if you've been here since the beginning, or at least since the beginning of this year. With that, I'm going to wrap things up. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!